the famous couple, you know them, the Morais, they
Yes.
posted that they remarried.
Yeah.
And so people have been following this couple for the best, you know. And you remember last year they had, you know, they splitted. And so many things have been happening. And so guys are wondering, is this thing real? You know, there's a lot of pressure. So when what they are posting that it is working or it is not working. So what couples usually post on social media? Ni ukweli ama ni ya kuchochana tu?
I find it more healthy for the people that actually speak about relationships rather than for the people whose entire content is about their relationship, because that's likely to be more deceptive, because how much of you can you give us as content if you were not on social media? And so there were no other girls or boys to compare your person with. How many nice things would you be able to say about your person?
Pearl Radio, the home of fresh and classic hits.
Anne Muitiriris, she's live in studio. Yes, Anne, how are you doing?
Nashukuru, I'm fine.
Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're looking good as always.
Asante. I will humble. Nasema tu asante, imeshia hapo.
How have you been though?
I've been fine, I thank God. Life is lifing, but here we are. Yeah.
Yeah, life is lifing.
Yep.
Hata na hii serikali ya nini is lifing.
As we are the Lord's children, if we are surviving.
Yes.
And we're here smiling.
Yes.
As we are good. We're good to go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So glad to have you. What did we talk about last week? Last week we had an amazing conversation.
Yeah.
I think, we were talking about Valentine's, right?
Yes.
Yeah, actually we had that conversation about Valentine's.
Yes.
And it was awesome.
Yeah.
But tonight we dive into something different.
Yes.
We are talking about now the digital way. And I talk about digital love.
Yes. Which is okay, because I remember last time we ended on the note of doing it for the experience, not for the show. And the same social media, Valentine's, kulikuwa na pressure kidogo. Yo si kidogo actually.
Yeah.
Kulikuwa na pressure kibao.
Yes.
Nyingi sana. And that's our world today. Unfortunately, you cannot scrap off relationships from social media. Because, if life is on social media, relationships are part of life.
Yes.
So now it's up to everyone to decide how they want to treat social media with regards to their relationship matters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Holy postiwa.
Actually, Valentine's. Hapana, by the way.
Yeah. We need to call Mr.
Siku postiwa. No, anyway, by the way, people are different. Like I said, do it for your experience.
Yes.
I think me postiwa on random days. So me, I have no complaints at all. And also, I'm not very much of a Valentine's Day person.
Yes.
Me, I'm a person of, just give me love any day, every day, and I'm fine. In fact, even if you forget my birthday, I don't know, I feel like you on a normal day, you celebrate my life. And I'm not prescribing this to anyone.
Yes.
So please don't give someone else pressure to behave like me. But me, I'm like that. I mean, the pressure is actually more on my husband. He's the one who's more of the days person. Me, I'm more of, as long as I'm really experiencing life and love, I'm good. You can forget my birthday, but there are days when I really am glad I'm alive, because I'm like, this person really recognizes my worth. Like,
yes.
They thank God I was even born into this world. That doesn't have to wait for my birthday, does it?
Yes.
Yeah. So, but that's me.
Yeah. And I think we just want to start from that point, because talking about social media era, we are living in an era where, you need to post, and also couples, they feel the pressure to present their perfect relationship online, and so talk to us about, because we are living in that trend that for you to affirm somebody that you love them, you have to share their photos on social media, especially kwa WhatsApp. Bora asiwa hide alafu anaeka anakuonye. This is the way they do it.
So they do WhatsApp status and they block everyone else apart from
except
you.
Oh
my God.
And then unachukua screenshot, say, babe. But now they are even more curious. Sasa, can you share with me a screenshot of people who have viewed?
Oh my God. It's getting that bad.
Yes.
Honestly, if you're at that point, I think you need to rethink whether you need to be in that relationship.
Yes.
If you're at the point where you're even unataka kuona screenshots as who viewed the status so that you believe you were posted. The problem there is not social media. You have a deeper relationship problem.
Yeah.
And then the problem could not even be relationship. It could be just you.
Yes.
You are, for you, affirmation comes from the public. So they are the good and the bad, because social media has helped people, because it has kept people accountable. There was I mean, there's lots of scandals nowadays, and there's on one of those scandals when it came out, I remember it was of a lady who used to say she's in a relationship and then she would never show the face of the man. And that was on Facebook, and she would always do these pictures with the man facing the other way, and then would never tell, and it's this thing of social media. I mean, if you have a big audience, you can keep them in suspense, and then people keep saying, oh, I guess ni huyu. Then eventually there was a scandal. And turns out the guy, now when things came out and there was a whole financial scandal, the guy conned sort of the relationship, love kind of conning money from the girl. It turns out that people know him. And there are people who, if they had known it was him, they would have told her, don't touch with a 10-foot pole. Yeah. So sometimes social media helps. Actually, I remember people were making fun that time saying, hey, I will post him. And we said, post this person. Post this person, we tell you, because maybe we know. We know him.
We are the in-laws.
Yeah. So at some point, it's to some extent, it kind of is accountability on a different level. Yeah. As far as accountability is concerned, because if you remember our days and the days of by our days, I'm not dead, so even today is also our days. Yes. But if you remember the earlier days, again, what was happening was you hide that you're in a relationship with someone. So maybe you even go to the same church, but munafichana kama bangi. So when you go to church, you pretend as if you don't even know each other. When you meet on the road, you don't know each other. Kumbe you meet jioni 7:30 hivi. Yes. What we call in our language maidia. Wakati kagiza kameanza hapo ndio mnakutana. Kumbe if you had walked into church with this guy, people would have known you in a relationship, and if there is a warning, you would have been given. Yes. Plus, maybe this person would have felt more accountable, more responsible to stick with you, because they know that people know we are in a relationship. And I'm not saying again that the way to keep a person is to publicize the relationship. No. Yes. But of course there is a level of accountability that comes with other people knowing that you're in a relationship. So I feel like to some extent social media is just kind of like the same accountability, but then now on a full different level where all manner of strangers all over the world can see you guys are in a relationship. But that's the nice part about the publicity of social media. Yeah.
And even as we talk about publicity, when people post on social media their love story, or maybe how there are those people who usually have this perception and there's this stereotype that most of them it's fake. Yes.
If you want to attack me, come direct. Stop going around in circles. I mean, si uniulize tu. Zile vitu tunaweka na mwitiriri online ni real. Just ask,
Feel attacked.
I am feeling attacked with 199 other people.
The reason I'm sharing you this is because yesterday, the famous couple, them, the Morais, they posted that they remarried. Yeah. And so people have been following this couple for the best, and you remember last year they had, they splitted, and so many things have been happening. And so guys are wondering, is this thing real? There's a lot of pressure. So what they are posting that it is working or it is not working. So what couples usually post on social media? Ni ukweli ama ni ya kuchochana tu?
Inadepend. Kwa sababu kwenye wenye wamepost hivyo good, nice, and then there's nothing like what happened with the Mariahs, but suddenly we heard that they divorced. There's that also, which means then that if you were to depend on their social media story, you are very misled. right?
True.
I'll tell you something. With me and my husband, for example, one of the questions that we get a lot is, do you people fight?
Mm-hmm.
Because you see, we are on social media, either we are talking about relationships or we're just doing some of those life things that we do. Tuko tu na kawana hapa na pale tunafanya, and that, you know, once in a while that will make a nice video, and people ask kama tunakosananga, and our question is always, yes please. It's only that for us, for example, we are not doing what do you call this, akina Kim Kardashian. There's a word for it, when it's like it's your entire life unfolded in on camera, right? That's not what we are doing. For us, that's not what we do. If that is what we were doing, then you'd have a lot of our life there. There are many things, even nice ones and nicer ones, that you may never get to see on camera.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So it's true. We show you what we want to show you.
Mm-hmm.
Even if the camera was there and it recorded, eventually we will show you what we want to show you. So there is a level of is it fakeness?
Mm-hmm.
Not fakeness. There would be a level of deceit if you were to think that what you're seeing is everything. And honestly, I think by now people should know what you're seeing is not everything. There are some people who will have a lot more, like the Mariahs, for example. Wakianza kusumbuana, tunajua. Wakati hawasumbuani, tunajua. You know, wakirudiana, tunajua. Like, we watch the whole ugly drama on social media.
Yeah.
And away from what that might do to their relationship, there is also, it also serves us with a reality of some of the things that are happening. So away from Anne and Fred, who are not giving you their entire lives on camera, when we tell you we fight, it's because people really fight. And then the Mariahs are there showing you, yes, we actually fight, and sisi tumekosana kabisa, you know. So I'm not saying that everyone's relationship is like theirs, but then, yeah, you get to know what they want you to know. Some people let you know more, some people let you know less. Yeah.
Wow, amazing. Now let's talk about, even as we mentioned about that, let us talk about comparison culture and also the relationship anxiety. And you see, when you see the relationship goals, you know, we know sometimes we look up to them and we feel like, wow. So I want to bring this question: does it create pressure? And also, how can, you know, scrolling through other couples, you know, other couples on social media affect your, you know, self-esteem
of your relationship?
And also there's the issue of contentment.
I know.
Because unaona mtu amebaiwa, niliona mtu jana, kuna mtu alipatiwa milioni kadhaa.
Wewe.
Kuna mwingine akabaiwa gari.
Kuna mwingine Valentine's alipewa maua ya 100, 100,000. Yes. Unajua ile money flowers. Yes, that one.
Yeah. But there's been also no, there's a lady who was given flowers, a bouquet of flowers with some cash stashed in it.
Where, yeah.
But later on wakarealize hiyo pesa ilikuwa fake. And so I think there's a lot of that, you know, when you see that and you feel like, so does it create pressure when you see other people's posting their relationship goals online?
Yeah, it does. It does, I must tell you that. Then again, it comes to wewe mwenyewe vile unajijua, vile unajiamini, and why are you on social media? Are you on social media to, you know, there are people who go on social media to say, si unaona? You know, si unaona? You see what the others are doing? You see what the others are doing? Then there is you now.
Yeah.
So you pick some cues.
Yes.
Some people will even send, you know, videos to their spouses.
Yes.
Ndio waone vile wengine wana treat wengine. So just because Anne posted a picture there of and a story of how she learned to cook chapati for her husband, then now you start giving your wife pressure. Ati huyu kwani wewe ulisema ujui kupika chapo, you can't learn like Anne. I mean, it's a thing of, that's not an Anne problem, and it's not a social media problem.
Yes.
If social media didn't exist, you would have found somewhere else to compare your wife to. Yes. It's you. You need to learn to appreciate your spouse. You need to learn to learn from social media and not to use it to compare yourself or your relationship or your partner, right? By learning, I mean, I always laugh at how sometimes we Christians, we go to church and then the pastor is preaching and you're thinking, hey, ebu ubiri kabisa pastor, because ebu askie, karibu you turn to someone and tell them, unasikia, vile pastor amesema?
Yeah.
Whereas you should go there thinking, there's a word for me in here. And sometimes, you are so focused on the other person's weaknesses, you don't realize sometimes either you have the same weaknesses or this one is not, sometimes you also have your own weaknesses which you really wish would be overlooked, but then you choose to focus on the other person's weaknesses. And that's why when you go on social media, when you read posts za Anna Fred, ukisoma posts za nani wengine, they are doing well, wa Jesus kwanza hapo kuna pressure. Ukisoma posts za wa Jesus, you're not there to enjoy yourself and you're not there to learn. For example, if I went there and rather than listening to, how okay, let me talk about people I actually genuinely follow. The Dindis, for example, Keith Dindi and Esther Dindi, the Daktaris. If I'm going there and rather than listening to Esther to hear how can I become a better wife, how can I bring in better vibe to my relationship,
yes,
but I'm going there to see what Keith is posting so that I see how what my husband is not doing right.
Yes.
And then I'll even send the posts to him.
Yeah.
I learn.
Yeah.
I'm at asking how he should be behaving.
Learn from your fellow men.
Learn from your fellow men.
Yeah.
I don't know how Keith is like in his house.
Yes.
He's not a perfect man. I don't know his weaknesses. And like I like to quote really what nimesema hiki tu mara kadhaa Nyeroda alikuwa ameandikanga. The reason that other man looks like a better husband than you is because you don't live with him.
Yes.
Right?
True.
So if you will take time to just focus on the best for your spouse, the best of your spouse, of your partner, and also focus on making yourself better, life will be much easier. But now you're not improving yourself because you're not listening to what you need to learn. So you're bringing in, you're not growing, so you're not bringing in better into the relationship. And then on top of that, you are adding to the worse by becoming the toxic human being that is always criticizing your partner based on what other people are saying or doing.
Wow.
Pathetic.
Wow. I want to bring this issue of publicity or public versus private relationship when it comes to social media. Should couples share everything online, and then how far is too far? What are the pros and the cons of posting about your relationship? And yes, how do you handle all this?
Pros and cons are, like I said, one of the pros is accountability. So sometimes you may end up getting to either know the kind of person you're dealing with when you post them on social media, or you also develop some sort of higher level of accountability because your relationship is on social media. And so then you feel more the need to protect your relationship. You feel more the need to act properly, to act right by your person, and so on. The downside, the flip side to that very last point is it may cause you again to not deal with things in a real way, right? Like I usually say for those that fight on social media, I am a little, I don't want to say doubtful, but I am not sure that you will handle a fight the same way on camera as you would in reality.
True.
Right? And fights are fights in relationships are almost sacred, They bring out who you are. Conflicts can really make or break you.
Yes.
In a relationship. Because really how you handle conflict really matters. They bring out the anger, the ugly part of both of you, and you might not bring that out the way that you should on social media. So if you're going to do, the word I was looking for earlier is a reality show. I don't know how real the reality show can get.
Yes.
Because I'm just wondering, are you really sure that if we get into a fight, I will I will tell you exactly what I would have told you if the cameras were not on. So yeah, the downside is, for example, as far as conflict is concerned, you might either not deal with things properly, or you may be in a hurry to cover, to move on to happiness, because then you have formed your content around your relationship, right? And that's why I find it more healthy for the people that actually speak about relationships, rather than for the people whose entire content is about their relationship, because that's likely to be more deceptive, because how much of you can you give us as content?
Yes.
So then what is likely to happen is, you will hurry up to cover your quarrels, or you will end up having to do things you would not have done. So there is the risk, a very high risk, of leading an unnatural life, and that is not healthy for relationships. There is that risk.
Yes.
The other disadvantage of posting people on social media is giving some people unnecessary pressure of being public. Honestly, there are some people whose Facebook profile they posted in
Kama ID.
exactly like picha hata yenye iko kwa profile picture yenye ni kama ID haibadilikangi. But then now here comes a partner who's like, we have to post on social media. If you don't want us to go in public, why don't you want us to go public? But this person on a normal day is very private in that way. Like, people don't even know where he works. And that is not to say necessarily he's being hypocritical. He has circles. I mean, you go to events with this person. You have gotten to meet his old friends. So why the pressure to be on social media exactly? If you are being in other spaces with them, then the social media could be a you issue, not necessarily at this person's issue. So there's also that risk of trying now to, like, you're applying pressure on people who would not have gone on social media comfortably. There are people who really just have issues with being in public like that, because social media is really a public place where a bigger percentage of the people who see you are total strangers. So there are people who never just been comfortable with that. You'll never see their life there. They go on holiday, you'll never see it. You might find someone tagged them once upon a time. Either they never saw it or they just ignored it. They went for a party somewhere, somebody made a post, tagged them, they don't care, right? So we need to be careful not to judge that for, this person doesn't want to be accountable, doesn't want to show me in public. Maybe this person is just really not a public person. But if they're posting everything else about them and ka relationship tu ndio kamefichwa kama bangi, I think you could ask a few questions.
But there are those of the belief that if I post, especially those who are not married, if I post my girlfriend or my boyfriend, or we post ourselves on social media, sijui vitu zina happening kwa relationship yetu, and then we break up. And so there are those people who believe, let us wait until we get married, and then we'll start posting as couples. Because there are those people who believe that there's a lot of stereotype on social media. And they believe, nikieka, sijui nini happeningi. There are those people who believe in the Prince of the Air, of course.
She'd do it.
Ati sijui nini mnaanza tu kukosana na mpoa wako. So is that true? Is that a myth, or it's just
Definitely it's a myth, because I don't think God is limited by social media. But some of the principles of, for example, people's words against you, I must tell you for a fact that if you put your relationship out on social media, it's just like even pregnancy. Then as a person who knows about the power of people's words and stuff like that, then you need to really protect that space. Protection is not necessarily by not being in public. Protection is also by the prayers that, and we're talking about proactive prayers, right? So I would say it's okay if you're not comfortable with it. But also I hope that you're not being comfortable for the simple reason that, what if we don't end up with this person? if that's the case, then just evaluate whether you believe in your relationship or not, because if it's in the early stages, fine. But honestly, if you're courting towards marriage, why are you still in so much doubt that you don't want to tell people you're in a relationship with this person? So there is also that fear, which is in the perceptions that we have been made to believe that relationships don't necessarily last, and so you lack faith in your own relationship to the extent that you don't want to go public with it, because what if we don't end up together? But even marriages break every day.
True.
So I mean, why would I lack faith in my marriage unless I have believed these things? And this is something also we need to talk about. What is social media teaching you, and how much of that are you taking into your relationship? Because if what you're taking into your relationship is dust is constant and kugongewa ni lazima, then yeah, you will not have faith in your relationship. You will be afraid to post, and unfortunately you're failing to post for the wrong reasons, because that means a part of you thinks unagongewa ama utagongewa anytime. A part of you thinks this person, you can't trust this person 100%. They will cheat on you or they betray you, and then hautajua utaambia nini watu. So let it not be that's the basis. But if really you just are not comfortable with people's eyes all over you about relationships, I mean, it's still fine. Yeah.
Wow. And talking about that, I want to bring the issue of social media and trust, and also especially also seeking validation. You know, the role of likes, comments. We are living in an era of DMs. You know, unfollowing and following me. So is it a big deal in a relationship? And also how to set those social media boundaries when it comes to relationship? You know, because you mentioned something. Unaweka mtu wako hapo, and then mtu anasema we, if you see the comment section, wengine mbaka wanaingia kwa DM. So there is that issue of trust.
The issue of trust, again, is not a social media issue. Social media is just a facilitation tool for mistrust. Because like I said, before digital age, what would happen is tukitokea na wewe in public, ama tusipotokea na wewe in public, tunaweza kuwa hata tumeficha relationship yetu kama bangi, but the posting of that time was unapitanga mahali ukienda kuchota maji ama ukienda kwa duka, and then I see some guy amekufikia hey, ama wako hapo wanakusengenya wako nini sasa hizo ndo likes, unaona? Afu DM ni ile mwenye amekufuata. No, they followed you, they've come and they're telling you, hey, you're looking nice, you're looking cute. I think what really matters is how you respond to that. You see, the solution is not in not going to the shop. The solution is in the way that you respond to these people. You may avoid a certain route because you're also feeling harassed, but then you realize that if your boyfriend or your girlfriend is always feeling like they can't trust you because someone approached you, their insecurities over the roof. Because where do I live in this world? I mean, if you like me because I'm beautiful, who tells you the others are blind? Si wengine pia wanaona. Na si wako na right ya express opinion. Waseme you are beautiful. The way that I respond to them is what should worry you. Because if I seem to be entertaining that and I want us to hold a conversation around my beauty, then that is definitely going to make you uncomfortable. But then if I am just, oh thanks, na ninasonga mbele kama injili, and that should not worry you. Or if sometimes, you know, you'll even dismiss those comments. Yeah, like me, sorry to say, I rarely respond to such comments from male human beings. I just feel like we cannot have that conversation with you because I don't know where your mind is at. And I don't have a problem with you commenting, but I'm just not sure about engaging you around that. I'm not sure when I say thanks how you take it. So yeah, and that's me. But I mean, the principle is how I'm responding. Am I seeming like, oh yeah, please let's talk about how beautiful I am, right? That's definitely going to make my partner uncomfortable.
And talking about making somebody uncomfortable, I want to bring this issue. Might not really, many people usually like to dismiss it and say it's based on trust issues. But should your partner have, your social media passwords? Akona password labda ya Facebook, Instagram, anaweza ingia TikTok yako, akona access to your WhatsApp as well, and then anaweza angalia messages zako. Should we be open like that? Ama you should have that a place of privacy.
Privacy for what? It's not a social media issue. It's a trust issue. It's a trust issue. But then now we also have to look at social media as the facilitating tool for mistrust.
Yeah.
Because if we are courting for marriage, what am I hiding? What is this that I don't want you to say? Unless I am cheating on you, right? Unless I'm thinking otherwise, in which case I need to finish with my thinking and leave. Can't be keeping you there and I'm thinking otherwise. I'm thinking about someone else.
Yes.
You can't be having someone calling them the love of your life and you are sengenying them with your girlfriends. How would you feel if he was sengenying you with his boys also?
Yes.
It's not right? Yeah.
Yes.
So in other words, you just shouldn't be doing anything that you will find the need to hide from your partner. If you are finding the need to hide something from your partner, then it's something you should not be doing. So, do they need to have your passwords? They don't need to,
but they can.
If there is trust. But they can have it. Like, for example, I don't think my husband has my Facebook password or something, but that's because we've never needed that. If he needed to access my Facebook, it's logged on. So he can go there and check everything.
Yeah.
But I don't think he needs to. I also don't need to go to his Facebook to check his inbox. I don't think I need that.
Yeah.
He has access to my WhatsApp. He can even check my messages. If I needed something and my phone wasn't close, I can tell him to go to a chat and search for me. This is what I'm looking for. Because there is nothing to hide. And as far as trust is concerned, I also find it very accountable, because it doesn't mean that I may not make a mistake on my inbox, or am I calling it a mistake? Let's just say it doesn't mean that people will never do something wrong. But then if you have mutual trust and you have certain values that you stand for, then you should be comfortable being asked questions.
Yes.
You should be comfortable that if somebody ever comes across something on your Facebook inbox or your in IG DM, then they can ask you, why were you having this kind of conversation with this person at 1 a.m.?
Yes.
If you're not comfortable being asked such questions, then that means you are not being accountable to your partner. Why are you not being accountable to someone you're going to get married to?
Yes.
Is that the kind? And the foundation you will build now, that's the kind of life you're setting for the future. So this thing of personal space, wacha tuiache kwa mind.
Yes.
Like, yes, you might need some personal space in your mind. Those times when you want to lock yourself in the house all day, or you want to go on vacation and just think. But space that involves other people is no personal space, not to enjoy. Yeah.
Wow. And even as we bring this to a close, I think there's a question here. Hello, Kagiri. I'm Ken. A really nice show. And I was just wondering, what if your girlfriend just keep showing this post of nice life just for fun, lakini huwa inakubother but husemi?
Yeah, that's an issue of communication. Nakwambia social media ina facilitate these issues. Inazi bring out.
Yeah, and I kind of feel even from this man is feeling like maybe this lady might give her pressure in some kind of way. Yeah. Maybe of a particular lifestyle. Mdema na posting lifestyle zingine nitawezana.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's either that, like she is not comfortable with the life she's living, and so you feel you will be the first recipient of the pressure of, this is the kind of life I will want to live. You need to have that conversation. Or it's simply, this is the kind of person who, yes, they're not giving you any pressure, but they really are the kind of person who like to live a lie, really lie about the kind of life they are living. And for you, it's something you don't believe in. So this is a value clash. Yeah, I think of, I don't believe in showing people things that are not true. I think that's lying. there's a conversation you need to have, because you see, it will bother you and bother you. You will marry this person, it will still bother you, and two things are bound to happen. You will start harboring some bitterness because ikitu inakusinyanga, and you're waiting for when you're married, that's when you're talking about it. And if there's anything that needs to come out of it, let it come out now. Because this helps you even with decision making as you date, right?
Yes.
Let it come out now. It might get ugly. Don't go into it thinking that you just need a simple conversation. No, they do this, they've been doing this, so don't expect that they will just listen to you and stop. No, it might actually get to the point where it brings out some ugly. It brings out some things about this person that you realize, by the way, if that's what you believe and that's what you insist on believing, I think our values really clash. And then it'll build bitterness inside the marriage, or you'll start feeling trapped because you married a type of person that you didn't want. But it is because when the red flags about the type of person they were came up, you chose to ignore them so that you marry them first. Or the pressure will eventually come. And this person will start giving in, because this could be an issue of anatamani sana life kama hiyo. The pressure will eventually come. What will you do? You should have made it clear kitambo.
Yes.
Let's not envision, okay, not really envision, let's not daydream too much. Let's not try to live a life which we can't afford now. Let's move with the pace. So these pictures of the life that we'd like to live, let's keep them as to push us forward, to keep us ambitious. But now when we start putting it out there, we become pressurized to show that because these people, these are the pictures they've seen. So if we don't go to Costo, or if we don't wear certain clothes and we meet them on the streets, they will know those clothes were a fake deal.
Yes.
So now we have to start buying these types of clothes, many of them, so that we are able to switch them na wasituone ile moja yenye ulipigwa picha nayo, it's the only one you go with to church. You get?
Yes.
So usitikie hiyo pressure ifike hapo. Please have the conversation, and like I said, do not sacrifice your relationship, your future marriage on the altar of I am shy, I don't want fights, I don't want to fight, I want to marry fast. It's that marriage which you're looking for is the one you're sacrificing.
Wow. Amazing. Thank you so much, and that is very, very insightful this evening. And I believe we have learned tonight. Indeed, we have been talking about social media and relationship. But this conversation, I think we need to keep it going.
Yeah.
I think we need a part 2.
Yeah, we do, by the way.
Yes. And so we're going to continue next week. But even as you conclude, and what will be your parting shot, and also how can guys get in touch with you on social media?
Get in touch with me on TikTok, Facebook, and all the others, but mostly those first two, at Ann Muitiriri, and without an E, Muitiriri. Yes. And my parting shot for today is, if you were not on social media, and so there were no other girls or boys to compare your person with, how many nice things would you be able to say about your person?
Wow. That is something to ponder upon. Thank you so much.
96.9 FM, Pearl Radio.